very good to meet you, Sarah, and wonderful to have Sam with us. And yeah, we were very thrilled when we smashed the pot on whatever date it was, just before Christmas, to reveal the contents. And just to recap, so every client that comes for training, of which Sam was one last year, if they agree that we can take their photograph and put it on our social media channels, website, that sort of thing, then CAT makes a donation of £5 per client, and then we do a big reveal at the end of the year to see how much is in the pot. And the opportunity then presents itself. So we wanted to give this money to charity and decided to let the clients choose. So how we do it is each participating client has effectively a raffle ticket assigned to their name. All those tickets put in a pot, one drawn, and Sam was who was chosen this year at random, and he got to choose the charity. And I think now would be a good time to pass over to Sam to explain who he chose and why.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a great opportunity. I mean, the course itself was great. I really enjoyed that, to be fair, just separate from this whole charity event. But yeah, I mean, when I got the call, I was confused at first, can't lie. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. Sorry, yeah, it's Sam. And then I realized, I was like, oh gosh, yeah, of course. And then so yeah, I was obviously given the opportunity to give the money to a charity. And for me personally, I felt it was only right and beneficial to give it to Alder. As when I was young, I was speaking to my mum about it the other day. I can't remember the exact age I was, but she did say, but I forgot. But I had a heart valve replacement. So, and there was another thing I can't remember. It was like a PhD or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but basically, I spent quite a while with Alder getting the heart operations, the surgery. You know, it's quite a long process, but from everything I can remember and from everything that the staff did for us, from the surgeons to the nurses, everyone was it was an amazing experience. Even though it was quite a sad and long process for the family, it was still an amazing experience from what the nurses gave to us, to everything. The whole experience was, you couldn't ask for more. So I felt it was only beneficial to give it to the correct place where I felt it deserved to go. So I did pick Alder Hayes. I felt it was only
testament to their love and care, isn't it, that we're talking to you now? That's the really truly amazing outcome.
Yeah, I mean, given the opportunity, I was like, straight away, I knew exactly where I wanted it to go, because anytime I ever get anything that's, charitable events like this, I always want to donate towards Alder, because obviously their whole objective, their aims, everything like that is it's an amazing charity. When you actually look deep into it, it is amazing what all the nurses, everyone behind it does, the surgeons, everyone there, is quite impressive.
Wonderful. Well, so Sarah,
yeah,
this is that showing? This is the amount that was in the pot.
Wow. That's absolutely fantastic.
So I've transferred that to be into the account today. So that is with Alder now.
Fantastic.
So we're thrilled, and maybe if you just give us an example of what that might do, or what it'll support, and everything, the message that you would like to share with everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's absolutely fantastic, like the process that you go through to kind of decide where the money goes. I think it's absolutely brilliant that that the people who are beneficial from your training get to give back in their own way as well. I think that's a really inventive idea. It's not something I've ever heard of before. So when I came across it, it's absolutely brilliant. I watched the video with the pot smash. I thought it was very exciting. Pretty much the way we work as a charity is that, first and foremost, our hospital is an NHS hospital. So without us, the hospital would still exist. But what we do is we make the hospital special for the patients. And our funding goes towards 5 key areas. So firstly, we have our campus. So we're building new buildings all the time. At the moment, we're fundraising for a new neonatal unit. So when babies are born really prematurely and they have to have operations, they'll come to us and they'll have their operations, and they'll stay with us for the entirety of their care. And the good thing about this unit is it's going to be the first of its kind in the UK. And it's also going to have family rooms. So the child will be looked after in their cot, and then directly adjoining to their room, there's going to be family rooms, which means the mums and the dads and even the siblings, they can stay with the child for the whole time and they don't need to leave. Which is really, really important when you have a little baby and they may need to be in hospital for the first 6 months of their life. That it's really important that you can stay with them for the whole time. So that's something that we're funding at the moment. We also fund equipment that the hospital can't afford and the NHS can't afford. We look at research and innovation, so looking at the ways that new technology can help out patients who've got illnesses and diseases that we currently don't know how to cure. So we look at how we can use virtual reality and how we can use 3D printing to help our clinicians do the very best for our children. And the final thing that we fund, and probably the most exciting thing we fund, is what we call our magic in the hospital. So often when people come into Alder Hey, they comment that it doesn't feel like a hospital when you walk in. It hasn't got that hospital smell. It isn't as dark and as sometimes miserable as hospitals can be. The hospital is bright and it's exciting for our patients. You walk into the hospital, you don't see sad children, you see happy little children and excited children because of all the things that happen in the hospital. We fund magicians, we fund art therapists, we fund musicians, we fund all the things that make it just make the hospital as patient friendly as they can possibly be. And that's the kinds of things that that your donation will go towards, is just to make a hospital experience a little bit less frightening for children.
That's very special, isn't it?
Really, really special.
If only it could happen throughout the whole of the NHS.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
It's so lovely, but it'd be so nice if everyone had an Alder Hey charity.
Yeah, and it's the thing of, you know, as adults, especially with what's happening at the moment, the thought of going into hospital is a really frightening experience. Our children don't feel like that. We've got patient ambassadors in our charity who are people who've been through the hospital or are still being treated at the hospital. And they comment when they come in, oh, I love Alder Hey. I love coming to visit Alder Hey. I don't want to leave when I come. And realistically, that's absolutely crazy. It's a hospital. People should be absolutely thrilled to get out of there. But some of our patients are actually quite sad when they leave because they have such a wonderful experience.
That's so lovely. How did the charity come about? How was it founded?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I think it was just we saw a need to make sure that the children got the best experience whilst they were in hospital, and unfortunately that can't be funded by our NHS, but we have so many wonderful donors such as yourselves that want to make a child's experience in hospital the best it possibly can be.
No, it's wonderful. Well,
It is.
we've I think this is the 4th year, isn't it, Lucy? We've
Yes.
had this initiative, and it's really interesting that each year, and obviously it's been different clients choosing it, but it's always been a children's charity that's benefiting.
Right.
So demonstrates how important, you know, it is to people, isn't it? And obviously the foundation of society. But yeah, no, it's when Sam said Alder Hey Children's Charity, I was like, wow, another children's charity.
Yeah.
It's just so special.
It is.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
And it's a credit to as well Colin and Joe, who came up with this idea for the initiative. Obviously I work in the marketing side, so I've been nagging them for a long time to say, you know, let's get some more photos up of clients in their cars. And Kat with being so client focused, didn't want to kind of interrupt the flow of the day for clients. But they agreed eventually that actually it would be quite nice to share what a diverse range of cars because people have a kind of a fixed idea in their head when you say performance car driving, you have to have a supercar, or it was just men, or do you know what I mean? It's such a broad variety. So as soon as they kind of got on board with it, we're like, no, let's get on board. But Joe and Colin being Joe and Colin, were like, we'll do it, but in the only way that we know how is as a thank you. We want to give back as a thank you to anyone who wants to take part. So it's a voluntary thing for clients. I think you offer it up as an option, don't you, Joe? And then they put their own money in, the £5 as a thank you. Sorry, it's the delay. But yeah, so it's you putting, you know, your money in as a thank you to the clients to give back. So yeah, I just think it's such a wonderful idea. And yeah, and then it was Joe's idea again to say, well, with the money raised, because it's from the clients, it should be them who get to choose who it
Absolutely.
goes to. And it is so wonderful, because every year it's really touching, isn't it, Joe, to some of them new charities weren't aware of, and to hear all the work that goes into them and how much they mean often for the clients that are choosing those charities is really special.
It's just, Sam's story demonstrates, doesn't it? Everyone has got a story to tell, and no idea when Sam came along, and why should we? But we discovered this on the smashing of the pot, and you just like, wow, gosh, here is someone that has truly been touched by everything that happened in
Yeah, I mean,
childhood.
like you said, Sarah, when Sarah was saying about like you get the children that go in there and they don't want to leave, I 100% agree with that. I mean, I remember when I used to be in there, there'd be times where I'd be like, no, I want to stay and watch the fishes in the little tubes. Like, there's so many things in there. There's honestly, I can now, when I look back on it, I still remember things. I'm like, oh my gosh, the ball pit, whatever. There was this, there was that. There's so many things in there that really do make it special. Like, I would definitely say it's separate from anywhere else I've been. Like you said, with all the other hospitals and everything like that, for me personally, I've never been to a hospital like it. So I do think it is very, very special. And I think what they do for hundreds of kids, millions of kids, it is really, really impressive. And I just think it's the best place to go for me personally, because it's the best way to say thank you for what I was given a chance to do in life, really. I mean, I was able to go from going in every day from a back of an ambulance to playing football, going to the gym. It's an opportunity that, you go somewhere else you might not get. So,
and in a way, to have to go through something so difficult and challenging for you and your family, but it's nice to still have positive things to reflect on of that time, not all kind of negative. You talk about it really positively, so that's really,
exactly.
really special.
I mean, yeah, exactly. For example, I mean, I don't know the exact name of the surgery ever, but I know it was, it was traumatic, whatever, for my parents. But being able to get the opportunity to then look back on it and be like, oh yeah, but even though it was sad, the hospital was fun. Like, weird thing to say, but it's true. The hospital was good. The outcome was amazing. The time they took was impeccable. So,
no, wonderful, lovely story. Love it.
It is, yeah, very heartwarming. So yeah, thank you both for taking the time to hop on with us today. It's nice to get to have a chat.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Sam, for picking us. We really, really do appreciate it.
That's all right. I hope it goes towards something great. I'm sure it will. It always does. But yeah.
No.
I guess I owe you a thank you. So thank you very much for everything that Swell did.
And sorry, Sarah, is there if anyone is watching that I know times are very hard for people, but if anyone did want to make a donation themselves to the charity, any details to share there? Or
absolutely. So there are lots of details on our website, and if you'd like to, you can donate online, you can give us a call. We have lots of events happening, all sorts of things. You want to jump out of a plane, you want to do a triathlon, you want to absolutely anything you can do to fundraise for us. So hop on the website if you'd like more information, or feel free to give us a call too.